Now, as a pastor, I hear a whole lot of confession of sin. Not because I sit in a booth somewhere, but because people come up front, come to my office, call me on the phone. People who are carrying loads, they unload. People are worried. I did this. I cursed God one time. I actually told him to F off. I've done some really bad things. Do you think God will forgive me? And there's a fear in their eyes and in their heart that God may never let go of that one. And my wonderful position is always this: you can't sin so much that He won't forgive, but it requires having that broken, repentant heart. But I'm going to tell you the other aspect to always knowing that God will forgive, and that is if you forgive. Because with the same measuring cup you use of mercy and grace to others, that's the cup He's going to use on you. And I think about those followers of Christ who have chosen to offer a teaspoon of mercy to mom, dad, children, brother, sister. What you did, I'll never forgive. Because of what you are like, because of what you did, I'll never talk to you again. I'm going to cut you off from my life. Oh, be very careful. Because that's the cup now. You just changed the cup that God was using. So, if you remember in Matthew 18, I haven't read it to you this morning, but there's a story about a servant who owed his master millions of dollars. There was no way for him to pay it back. And he begged and he pleaded for forgiveness of that debt. And the master finally said, you know what, I'm just going to wipe it out. All is forgiven. Go and be free. You're no longer a slave under me. Be free. He went out, found a man who owed him about $10, and he had him thrown in jail for not paying him. Do you know what happened to that man? This is Jesus telling this parable, and Jesus said, as soon as the master heard how he treated another brother, he took him and he put all the debt that had been forgiven back upon him, and he imprisoned him. When I read that parable, this is what I think. To the ones who have come to me in the past and who have unloaded all kinds of sins they've committed and have been so relieved that God has forgiven them, you need to understand something. I believe there is a very high probability, based on scripture passages like that if you decide one day that you're not going to forgive one person, and you're going to cut off your relationship with them, you're not going to do good to them, you're not going to be kind to them, you're not going to pray for them, you're not going to bless them, but no, you're going to hold whatever it is against them for the rest of their life, just know this: I believe everything from your past is coming back upon you. That's what that parable says. What was all taken away comes back. Because with the same measure of grace you use, it'll be measured to you.